Hi folks, here's another little rant. Just seeing Starmer. Sakir. You know Sakir, the one when he was head of the CPS, the Department of Public Prosecutions, the one that never saw a file. Never saw a file because the Savile file went across his desk, didn't see it. The grooming gang files went across it, didn't see it. Loads of files of prominent cases that got washed away, didn't see it. What did he get for that job? He got knighted. If you were a security guard, went to work at night, didn't see anything, and in the morning the place was burgled, everything had gone, the factory was empty, I wonder if you get knighted. Because that's the same sort of scenario, isn't it? So Starmer, WEF Starmer, World Economic Forum puppet Starmer, said this morning, children, yes, for their health. We're going to introduce digital IDs for their health. This is what Tony Blair, on behalf of the World Economic Forum, has been spouting out. And it looks like Starmer, when he gets his victory with Labour at the next election, which is almost a foregone conclusion, I'd say, after the performances of these Tories, because people are so gullible, they'll either vote Tory or they'll vote Labour. A vote for someone else will be a vote for Labour. A vote for someone else will be a vote for the Tories. No. What it actually means, a vote for someone else, is a bloody nose to both Labour and the Tories, and the realisation that people are waking up. They've had enough of high rents, high energy prices, high food prices. They've had enough of their freedoms being eroded away. They've had enough. So I urge you all to vote for someone else, even if it's an independent. Get away from voting for the Uni Party, Labour and the Tories. So Starmer, he's come out with that, digital IDs for, so we make it a lot more convenient for our medical records to be put in line, and it's total rubbish. I don't trust any of them. Do you remember COVID? Wasn't that long ago now. If you won't take this experimental gene therapy produced on an emergency licence by the second most fined pharmaceutical company in history, if you won't do that, take it for someone else. Take it for the community. Take it for Granny. If someone said to you, do us a favour, take them headache pills so that John over there don't get headache, what would you say? If someone said to you, do us a favour, can you snort some cocaine so Katie over there has a great night out, what would you say? I know some people probably say, yeah, good. Sod Katie. But what would you say? It's ridiculous. When we look at some of the things that were brought in now, you can't sit on a park bench. You can't go to Granny's funeral. You can't go and visit Granny. You've got to be 6 feet, you've got to be 2 metres away. Because this virus can't spread any more than 2 metres. It was absolutely ridiculous. People said to me, when did you first know that something was up? And I said, right on day one, when I saw Chris Whitty on television saying, this virus, they looked at the genome and it was only going to be dangerous to 1% of the population. So we closed the whole economy down, put our children's education at risk, that Keir Starmer wanted schools closed and he wanted longer lockdowns, and he bought into all this rubbish. I don't think he bought into it. I think he actually, I don't know, allegedly. But I think there might have been some packages from the World Economic Forum and the WHO, the World Health Organisation. I think there might have been some envelopes flying about. Do you know what I mean? Just my thoughts. No allegations. So we've really got to get on top of the Starmers, the Sunaks, the Husifs of this world. Because they're all part of the big cabal. They're all part of the Klaus Schwab movement. They're all part of these culturally Marxist organisations who want control and want to take your freedoms away. 15-minute cities, what's that all about? Did you see what Oxford City Council wanted to introduce? They wanted to introduce 6 sections of the city that you can only leave 100 days in a year without being fined. And they've introduced something not too dissimilar to that. They've watered it down a bit because of the actual outcry and the protests. But they've made the first step. Imagine having to apply to get in your car and go to another district. Imagine having to apply somewhere to take a flight to Benidorm and back. And imagine, if you do it anyway, having the money in your bank taken by way of a fine for going over your carbon footprint. And if we get rid of cash and we get digital currency, that's what they'll be able to do. In fact, if you've got an electric car, they'll be able to stop that car if you've not paid your fines. We are going head first into tyranny. And all I would ask everyone watching this video is to please do a bit of research. Don't listen to some nutter on the internet. Don't listen to some nutter on YouTube. Go and research and you'll see what's happening. And please, at the next election, I mean, you know I'm an ADF supporter, but I don't care who you vote for. But I've done my research, and the Tories, Labour and even Reform UK have got the same hedge fund managers backing them, giving them 2 million, 1 million, 500,000. Why are they doing that? Well, I suppose they're hedging their bets, like hedge fund managers would. When I follow those hedge fund managers behind Reform UK, they lead back to companies set up 50% by George Soros. Do your research on him. They lead back to hedge funds that have got a contribution from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Ever heard of them? You're voting for the usual suspects. These people also, these hedge fund managers behind Reform, also pay for GB News. I know some of you are getting a bit sort of, well, GB News don't seem what it should have been. Of course it's not. Do you know why? Because it's not. It's controlled opposition. And I'm not saying every single broadcaster on there knows what's going on. They probably don't. But you can do your own research and find that out. So that's why I'm not Reform. But I'm urging everyone to vote for smaller parties. There's loads of them out there. Some of them coming together, actually. The ADF have signed a declaration with the Freedom Alliance, and there's a possibility that UKIP, Populist Party, I think the English Democrats are interested in joining. I'm not sure. And the Libertarian Party UK. All these small parties are starting to join together in a non-aggression pact. So there's a genuine alternative in each constituency to the Uni-Party. And they're normally standing normal people like you and me, normal boys and girls who care about their community, care about their freedoms, and aren't bankrolled by some of these cultural Marxist cretins who think they're better than you and me. So let's make this general election count, but please do your research. Starmer, I'm going to introduce digital ID, so it's medical ID, so it's better for people. Don't trust him. Trust him as much as the people whose files he let slip across his desk. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please throw the video a like, and I'll speak to you soon.